Hello, hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Anastasia podcast. We have everybody's favorite guest back today,
Mr. Matt.
my husband. And unfortunately, today we're coming with a little bit of a sad topic. The topic is miscarriage, and we never thought we were going to be a part of this club. But being an external processor and being in the mom community now, I I feel like I got to a much better place with this whole thing by being able to talk with you about it and then, eventually talking with your mom about it. And I always heal by communicating.
Even somebody who might experience this in the future is going to get the chance to hear your story first.
My goal with this podcast is just kind of to share what this journey looked like for us, bring you through the beginning, the middle, and the end, and then kind of let you guys know where we're at now. Um, so let's get into it.
Well, we did our goals recently, and the goal was the very end of this year, like by December, to get pregnant. Something happened.
Yeah, it's been like so much of a whirlwind. I was texting Vera the other day and I was like, I look, the past few weeks have been like whiplash, like the hardest whiplash of my life because I felt like life was like a fury. Is it a fury or a flurry?
A flurry.
A flurry?
Life was coming at you with,
It was a furry flurry.
it was definitely not furry,
It was a furry flurry.
a flurry of information,
Yeah.
emotions.
Ever since we did our goals, I feel like life has had us living life with like the pedal to the metal. And it's been nonstop and it's been so go, go, go. And it's crazy because it's kind of like still a season of stillness and quiet for me because I'm not on social media. And I just kind of could not believe how life was ramping up. So in the background, I guess for us, our plan was baby 2027. Like we got through a year with Magnolia and we were very
That was
clear.
even, like, pushing it, like, it was kinda like, "Well, we could wait a little bit longer, but
Yes, originally our
let's
goal was
set the
3
goal for
years.
then." Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was kind of like we talked last summer, and then we talked when Magnolia turned 1 to kinda reevaluate where we were at, and we both kind of came to the place of we wanna experience a whole year not drowning, like how we just it's not that we were drowning, but it was really hard.
We were treading water
Yes,
with
and
our boots filling up quickly.
still not sleeping, but you're in a different place now because your baby is more interactive and more involved and engaging in the family, so it's just like the fruit of your labor, basically, and
It is a new experience, and it's fun and exciting.
we just wanted to enjoy that, and truly, our heart posture was we know we want more kids, but we have no desire for a kid this year. Fast forward to our only accident in an entire year. And we were like, "There is no way. There's no way we're gonna get pregnant. No way. Like, no way."
Yeah, we didn't even do it, so I don't know how that could possibly happen.
Fast forward 2 weeks, we take a pregnancy test, and it
No, you started, like, acting a little different, and I was like, I can't wait till you get your period because
well, it's
I
hormones.
need you to get back on the
Yeah,
same level as normal."
but even before then, I was experiencing exhaustion like I had never felt before. Like, I was telling you, my bones feel tired, and Magnolia's molars were coming through, and I was waking up with her about twice a night for weeks, and I was like, "This is like newborn exhaustion. Like, this is wild that this is still happening a year later."
You can still see the bags under my eyes.
We're just perpetually tired, and we're gonna look hurt until we're done having kids and we can get, like, head transplants and body transplants, but anyways, um, then we took a pregnancy test, and you were like, "We're not taking a pregnancy test, there's no way you're pregnant," and I just needed to know because I needed to, like, put my thumb on, like, "Okay, I'm not just crazy, this is why I'm feeling all of these ways." The test was negative. So we were like, "Okay." We literally you prayed that night with Magnolia, you were putting her to bed, and you were like, "God."
I just was not excited, but, like, relieved that the stress wasn't gonna come hit me that quick, and I had more time to prepare.
Yeah, because you were like, "Do not take this test, like, wait at least a week." I'm like, "Wait a week? I'm already, like, 3 days late," but
I wasn't ready for that much info to come hit me.
I'm so terrible with tracking my cycle too that I'm like, honestly, I probably mislogged it the time before. Like, I logged my cycle based on my voice notes I sent to my friends. I don't remember to track in the app. It's literally that and then you telling me I'm acting crazy, and then I get my period. So, test that was negative, and we were talking that night after you put her to bed, and you were like, "This showed me that, yes, we do want kids, but now is not the time. Like, we're not ready for that right now." And we were, like, in agreement, and it was great. And then we just carried on,
Pedal to the metal, let's get going, and
get back to our goals of 2026.
yeah.
Because it was just the what if? Like, what if? Like,
It's just enough to scare you straight.
yes, you know? So Monday goes on like the next day, Tuesday goes on the next day, Wednesday goes on the next day, whatever day it is.
You're eating cheeseburgers with bagels
I
like a literal psychopath.
okay. I got these low carb bagels by Sola, and they're blueberry bagels. And
Who eats a blueberry cheeseburger? That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
I ate a burger on a blueberry bagel with an egg and like American cheese or whatever kind of cheese I was feeling that day. I ate that for 3 days in a row, and when I tell you that was the best tasting food I've ever eaten in my life, the 3rd day that I ate it in a row, I literally was like, "There is no way I am not pregnant," because the last time bagels took up space in my mind rent free, I was pregnant. Like, I literally made a reel online about I'm planting bagels in my garden this year because bagels for some reason tasted like God's gift to man. I literally you're working, I walk upstairs and I take the second pregnancy test because I still hadn't gotten my period too, and I was like, "This is so weird, like, I must have wicked mistracked it." It was the clear blue test that does, like, a line this way and then a line this way, and this one is the, like,
The base.
the control line, and then this means you're not pregnant, this means you're pregnant. It instantly fills out this way, and I'm like, "Whew, okay." And then I'm literally looking out the window in our backyard, and then I look back down at this thing, and I see when I tell you, like, how faint the cross line was, it was so faint that I was like, "My eyes are doing some sick stuff right now." Like, I am freaking myself out so much that I'm imagining a vertical line that doesn't exist. Then I'm like shaking and I'm like, "Dude, I'm pregnant."
While you're
And
holding
I must have had my thing a week off and I must be actually super early. And when we took the test, it was way too early. I'd only gotten a 2-pack of tests. I've also never gotten the plus ones before. We always get the digital. I've literally taken one other pregnancy test in my life and it was positive for Magnolia. So I freak out. I can't tell you because you're at work. And I'm like, you're literally finishing your first shift and then you're going to go into your second shift. And I didn't want all that information to sit with you while you're at work. I order a pickup order at Walmart, the digital tests that just say pregnant, not pregnant on it. My sister ends up coming over later that night. I'm like, great. Can you watch Magnolia? I have to go do a pickup order at Walmart. My sister's like, yeah, what are you getting? I'm like, bagels. I've literally got more bagels. I leave the pregnancy test in the car. She ends up staying until like almost midnight. She's telling me stories. You came home, you had a ripping migraine.
it was like one of the worst nights I had in a while, like pain-wise for a headache, and I couldn't even stay up to hang out with you guys. I said, like, "I'm going to bed. I have work first thing in the morning. I need to go to sleep." And
At
I did
that
go to
point
sleep.
yeah, at that point, you were only gonna get 5 hours too, like, before you woke up, and then I felt so bad because my original plan, sorry that I interrupted you, was to literally sit on the stairs with a pregnancy test that said pregnant when you came home, and then we could have processed it, and, like, no shame to my sister, she didn't know, whatever. My sister leaves, I'm like, "Let me walk you out." She's like, "No, it's okay." I'm like, "Let me walk you out."
I have to get something from my car.
No, I didn't even say that, I just walk out with a little bag for no reason. Walk her to her car, come back to my car, unlock it, shove the pregnancy box in this like little scout bag, and then like wave to her from the door and go inside. I take the test. I put the pregnancy test up my rogue sleeve and I go upstairs and I wake you up and you're like, what? I'm like, and I hand you the one with the super faint plus sign and you're like, this doesn't mean anything.
I'm also asleep at this point.
And I was like, Matt, I literally think I'm pregnant. Like, I think I'm pregnant. And I'm like, I'm holding the test that's loading because it's 4 dots that load, and I'm shaking. Like, I'm shaking
Yeah, and then
because
you showed it to me, like, "Okay, let's do it," and you lift your hand off, and it's still loading.
it's
It's
on the
never mind, and
it's
you
on the
literally
4th load, yeah, and, um, my reasoning was the bagels and the exhaustion. I'm like, there's to me, it was almost like there's no way I'm not pregnant because women, you're in tune with your body. No. Holding it Then, like, I think on the count of 3 and, honestly, that test took so long to load because I think it was
For
so,
dramatic
so
value.
early. No, I think it was so, so early, and it was really, like, measuring whatever the hormone is. I take my hand off, and it says pregnant.
I crapped the bed. I'm just kidding, I didn't, but I could have.
My heart sank so hard when I read pregnant, and I was instantly so upset that that was my first reaction because I was like, your brain goes like light speed.
You just watched your life flash before your
But
eyes.
knowing that a real baby is on the other side of that, I was like, how could I ever just have had that thought? Because it was so selfish of me. And then it was like, this is unreal
This is a joke.
that we are pregnant the one time we had an accident in 365 days. Because when I went to the doctors to confirm the pregnancy, like start my pregnancy care, I went the exact day 1 year later from my 6-week postpartum appointment.
It's a year and 6 weeks.
No,
A
it's
year
a
and 6
year.
weeks since you had her.
Yes, but exactly a year from when you're cleared
Yeah.
to do whatever you gotta do. Everything came back positive, all my labs totally normal. Then we begin literally stomaching, this is gonna be a year of absolute faith because in our minds and in our understanding, we couldn't do it. We're still not sleeping through the night. We're nowhere near where we wanna be with all these other goals. And y but at the same time, like, now being parents, you hone in and you summon the strength that, like, you couldn't ever access before having children. And you're just like, "It's game time." Like, "Okay." Like,
It
l
yeah, it was a very quick morning for our old life, and then we very quickly
I
moved on to, like,
accepting.
this is gonna be cool. This is good. We're gonna
Accepting
have 2 under 2.
yeah, looking at the silver lining, like, how fast was I like, you just look at Magnolia and I'm like, "She's gonna be the best big sister, like, the best big sister," and then
Changing diapers, wiping butts.
just, like, getting to, like, hold a baby and then be with the baby, and then I'm thinking about, like, the other baby's milestones and her coming up to the baby when the baby's, like, in,
Bassinet.
no, what are those, like, the activity centers, you know, when the baby's, like, 3, 4, 5 months, and then, like, Noli walking up to it and, like, playing with the baby, and I was like, "It's gonna be so hard, but it's gonna be worth it because they get to be so close in age," and we have never been people who are like,
We're talking about, like, building a house in the backyard for my mom to move into.
literally, I was like, "Your dad can live in your parents' house alone. Your mom's living here." Like, I was like, "I need your mother." And then we, like, gave ourselves permission to transition to the excitement of getting to tell everyone, and I spent, like, days just, like,
After we literally did it last time, and we're like, "That's it, everybody gets a text next time," like, this was too exhausting. And then as soon as the excitement kicked in, you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna tell this person this way, I'm gonna do this way, I'm gonna."
thinking about Magnolia walking into, like, a big family gathering wearing something that says big sister, like, took any amount of stress or fear around the, "Oh my gosh, is this seriously gonna happen?" like, away because it, like, makes me think back of the past year with Magnolia and, like, the hard is so hard, but the good is so good that it trumps all the hard, you know? You remember it, but it's still, like, no one looks back and thinks it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
And I'm, like, just now Magnolia getting older and, like, her being our little buddy and little helper, like, knowing that that's on the other side of that hard, it's like, we can do it. And I'm like, "Okay." Like, what did I say to you though? Like the first night, I'm like, I guess God just doesn't want us to sleep for like 4 years. Because I was like, if Magnolia starts sleeping through the night in the next few months, that's gonna be where
It's
I'm
a
at the
big
point
if.
in pregnancy where I'm freaking waking up 5 times a night to pee. And then you do that for the rest of your 9 months, and then you have the baby. And I'm like, where I am literally not gonna sleep for 4 years. Like, this is crazy. But then I'm like, I'm about to save you a crap load of money. I'm not getting Botox anymore. I'm like, "Listen," I'm like, "Can't get my eyebrows tattooed," all this stuff, and you just start, like, you just start planning life.
Getting okay with it.
We looked at, like, all of our vacations planned for this year, all family events planned at this year, like, realizing how pregnant I'm gonna be. I'm like, "Are we even
You're
gonna
gonna
be,
be on the beach with a belly, like,
like, heavy 3rd trimester?" Like, I was like, "I don't even know if I can sit in your car for that long to drive up to Maine because 'cause I'm gonna be so
yeah,
pregnant."
we'll sit you in the bed.
And then, literally out of nowhere, I will say one night I had some type of pain, like sharp pain, and then I flipped over. I was, like, laying on you, hugging you, and I think, like, when you're a woman, you always think so many thoughts, but I was like, "I'm just gonna lay on my left side, like, maybe my body just doesn't like me laying on my right side." And then I didn't feel it again, but it was like a deep pain, I don't know, in my uterus, whatever. Fast forward to I wake up one morning, I go to the bathroom, and it is not spotting. Like, I'm like, "Whoa, okay." And then cramping like crazy, and it's
I think you knew before you even, like, led on to it, though, because at first it was just kinda like not that you were playing it off, but you weren't like, "Oh, this is happening."
well, you don't wanna panic, you know? And I'm like, "Okay, don't act irrational. You don't know what this is. This could be, like, spotting. Like, this could be." And I don't know, like, with Magnolia, I just never got my cycle. I never spotted. I never anything. And I will say, you said this to me even when we were pregnant with Magnolia. You said, "Whatever happens, we are still us. Whatever happens, like, we trust God, we trust His timing, we are still us." Like, I think as the morning continued, there was just no way around my mind salvaging this isn't a miscarriage because it was so intense and so painful and so, like, l such a shedding that I'm like,
Volume.
something was miscoding, like, something was just not working, and the body chose that it's not gonna work. And in those we've talked about it at such length, you know, I feel like I'm in a okay place, but it's just still so sad because it's not just talking about something.
That was your baby.
Yeah, and, like, we even did say we're so grateful that it was not at a place where the baby had a heartbeat yet, because that
Or we didn't see an ultrasound or
and I said this to Vera, God's rejection is protection. Like, you still have to go through the stages of mourning and processing, and then we even had to walk through just the entire week of, like, flipping our whole life around and being like, we set all these goals, and then we were like, "You make plans, watch God laugh," because God chose, like, a different path for us. Then realizing that's all taken
rethink
away,
our plans again.
and it's not just like a switch, like on, off, like, there's such a flood of emotion.
It's a roller coaster.
I literally had to nap for 4 hours, and I just needed you to hold me. Like, I just needed my person, and I just needed to just, like, slip away, and then when I woke up, I got to talk and talk and talk and talk with you, and it was like it was a very real thing of, do we how can we even go back to who we just were a few weeks ago when, like, it's not just like, "Oh, okay, now we just keep going and we hit all our goals of 2026, and then 2027, we aim for that baby." Because we didn't even know we would feel the way that we just did, and it
Yeah, because we were like, "Well, we're not ready." And then we went through that time of preparing ourselves
of
for
ready or not, we can do this
yeah.
because we trust God. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy, and I know okay, from a woman's perspective, I know how common miscarriages are, and it's so sad that, like, the statement of, like, "Yeah, they just happen," is just such a common statement. And even the morning of, like, I was, like, telling myself, like, "This is not what you think it is. Your mom has never had miscarriages. Matt's mom's never had miscarriages. Like, we have strong genetics. We take very good care of ourselves, etcetera." And I think the mind will always try to reach for understanding because medically, they will say things like, "These things just happen." And it's because I don't think they can microscopically on each individual case hone in and spend that time and effort to figure out exactly what went wrong. So to some degree, you do have to just say these things just happen. But you as a person are still going to try to grasp understanding. And because I
Anytime
even
something bad happens to you, your brain wants to justify how it happened or why it happened because that's how a human just processes grief and gets through things. So not knowing is like one of the hardest things. but there's really not much you can do about it.
But you try to reach for anything that you can do about it. I even said, like, "I'm gonna do my best to research everything out there to help support my body, to have, like, a healthy environment, like, I'm gonna do all the woo-woo stuff, like, I'm gonna figure it out."
Well, that's we weren't planning for this, so, like, you weren't on prenatals, we weren't doing, like we weren't eating, like, the cleanest, that it wasn't like the prep leading up to when we had Magnolia.
Well, I will say, I still feel like I'm in a really good place with, like, not eating sugar, not eating garbage, but I really think our life is still so stressful and we're not sleeping, and I think sleep is such a demanding factor. So, I had said this to you earlier in the week. When you have a baby and your, like, newborn baby is crying, like, hard, if you're breastfeeding, your body will literally have a letdown to just get the milk flowing because your body is so in tune, rhythmically in tune with your baby that it's like, protect this baby at all costs, soothe this baby, give the baby what it needs. Magnolia was screaming so hard the other night when we lost power. In the middle of the night, she couldn't figure it out. This girl was so belligerently overtired. She had to sleep in our room because we had no power, so her room wasn't gonna be warm and all this stuff, and literally my boobs hurt because she was crying so hard, and I was like, "Whoa, like, we're still here. Like, I'm still this in tune with you."
Mhm.
And I really feel like my body was just like, "No."
You're not ready.
Yeah.
Okay, extra special guest here.
Don't mind her Christmas jammies, but someone wanted to cut their 3-hour nap more than in half
Welcome to our life.
early, but we were kind of, I think, getting to the closing point anyways. It's just I feel like the lesson in this was you just have to trust God and you gotta give yourself time and take the time you need to process and to grieve. I know, like, one of my best friends had a miscarriage at 9 weeks.
Mhm.
I know people sometimes have the baby and then don't get to come home with the baby from the hospital. There's so many different variations of what loss can look like, and I just have empathy for everyone. All right, Noe, you wanna say something?
Are you interviewing
Okay,
mom?
ready? Can you say, "Dada"? Say, "Dada."
Papa? Oh, it feels nice, huh? So soft. Wow.
Wow, she thinks it's one of my makeup brushes.
She does.
Okay, but mama needs it. Can mama have
And I
it?
say, "Woof, woof,
What does a doggy do?
woof, woof." What's your doggy say?
It definitely puts things in perspective. You're so grateful for the kid that you do have. And truly, a day later, I think after getting to talk with you so much, getting all my feelings out, I really did feel in the place of I'm okay with kind of getting back on track to what we originally wanted. And it's still hard because every time we look at her, we just think like
She would be a good big sister.
that sibling, yeah, that now she's not gonna get that soon.
Yeah.
And like I just said to you this morning, because you get to this place where you're like, okay, okay, you're accepting, I guess, and then you go back to like what your old life was. But then I'm like, or do we like pray about it fast?
To just get crazy and go again.
I don't know. So like I don't know all the answers in that way, but I'm gonna continue to lean on God and have him like put on our hearts and have us undoubtedly know.
And just try to stay positive in general.
Yeah, because I think you think,
We're already stressed enough, but to stress about that and continue to stress about it is
yeah, and we had said, like, even Magnolia, can mommy please have it? Nope, give it to mom.
too. You wanna have daddies?
Part of us doing the math and kind of figuring everything out, it was like, you know what? Having a baby in September, maybe early October, like we get to do the whole newborn and early stage in the colder months. And we're still going to take them out every single day for a hike with the dog. But then it's not like Magnolia is going to miss out on like a summer where she wants to be outside and go to the beach. And it's like we're battling with like 40 naps a day or whatever.
Yeah.
And there was so much about it that we got excited for that even now, like, we said, like, "Okay, well, what if we revisit this 6 months?" down the line, and I'm like, "But I don't wanna have a baby in the spring next year," and then be going through, like, postpartum, not sleeping, every through the peak of summer and all this stuff, like, it's so nice, like and it was our only experience, but it was so nice doing the whole baby thing when it, like, got dark at 3 o'clock.
Having to go to bed early and then wake up at crazy hours.
Yeah, and you didn't care that you were sleeping during the day, whereas you wanna be with daddy? Whereas I feel like it'll seem do you love daddy?
You wanna show them how you drink like a big girl?
You know, like, you don't care if you're sleeping the day away when it's, like, the middle of the winter because, 1, we always go outside anyways for the dog, but getting that done, and then if you have an extremely slow-paced day, the summer is when the world is energized and getting after it, and
We would
we
go through some serious depression if we didn't get to spend time outside when it's nice out.
yes, because that is when we thrived in the summer. We even did the beach so much with her this year, even though it was
Crazy.
absolutely horrible trying to get her to fall asleep at the beach. It was like she was screaming like we were kidnapping her and, like, ripping her limbs off one by one. Where you going?
You want another drink?
Where you going, girl? Where?
There?
You wanna get
She
the
wants
light?
to push the lights on and
You
off.
wanna do it? Okay, you can do it. You look so pretty.
Yeah, so basically what happened was really sad, but it's also very eye-opening that it's crazy to think we weren't ready and then how quickly we were able to become ready. And it just put on my heart even more that I know that we want to have more kids and we want to continue this. And I don't know when we stop, if it's at 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. But having a little baby run around as crazy as it is super fun.
All right, in a high stakes effort to wrap this up super fast because we have someone with negative attention span over here and it's surprisingly not me. You had said to me one day after my siblings had left something about like, how was that for you? Like, and I was like, what do you mean? And you're like, well, you just got to hang out with not a sibling, like a couple siblings. And you were like, what would you like for Magnolia? And I never thought about it like that because I think as a especially having just gone through the trenches, you view it as such a, like, task-based, like, "Okay, I just got through all that," and that's what a second no, 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 right here.
Can I help herself?
That's what a second pregnancy would be, like, that much more effort, and realizing, like, I want Magnolia to have the opportunity to, like, be sitting there one day hanging out with a few of her siblings, it's like, that's, like, the best gift my mom could have ever given us. Even though we're all
Even
so
though it's
different,
her out.
and I'm the first to rip on each of my siblings, like, it's not my fault, it's how I was raised, but it's our culture. We're worse than Italians. But, you know, there is a silver lining in this.
Even having your brother leave and go to the Marines was like an eye-opening thing for you because he was always here all the time, like just being here, hanging around. And it's sad when you have somebody that's here all the time and now all of a sudden they're not around.
Mhm. And it's
And we
not
don't
like a
want to,
friend, it's family, it's like so it's just a deeper connection. It's your blood.
and we don't want to see her grow up. And God forbid one day when we pass along, we want to leave her a bunch of people that she can be friends with.
A community, yeah, of her own little posse. So, we don't know all the answers. I feel in a really good place, like, I'm okay with it. I trust God's timing, and
Still sad, but
it's super sad, and I think, it's also one of those things where you say, like, I'm okay, I'm okay," and, like, it's half speaking, like, getting yourself there, but we are okay. We have so many blessings that we can focus on, like our healthy baby that we do have, and you definitely just start looking at what you do have differently.
yeah.
So, I don't know the path moving forward, but it's gonna take time, and I still want this to be a year where, like, we let God lead, and it really is like, "God, your will be done, like, on earth as it is in heaven." Because we were really like, it's gonna be amazing to get to the end of this year when we thought we were still pregnant, like, and see how God makes it work, because in our strength, it was like, "This is insane."
You are a badass, Magnolia. It's mom's favorite book. You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. Page 1 of 200.
Wow.
Mom, where are all the
Moly,
pictures?
when mommy was pregnant with you in her belly, she would go to the beach and she'd sit and she'd write in this guided journal. And she was so fearful of the unknown of what life with a baby was going to be like. But she figured it out.
And now she wants another one.
Yeah, kind of. Anyways,
And I'm the one who called that. If you go back, like, I don't know how many podcasts, but I said, I'm ready for another one. And you said, don't you wish that on me?
when we were 5 months postpartum and I was like, this is a sick show. Yeah, no, we were not ready. It's even at a year, okay? It's like,
Still not.
it's almost like still funnier to just say it, but like not actually. So anyways, we'll see. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this journey. If anybody is walking through something similar, we are there with you. We feel for you and just take all the time you need to get back to a place mentally and emotionally where you can just accept and like move forward considering what happened.
Adios.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
You say bye, Dada.
Bye-bye.